so you get me. We are going to do roll call, please, Mary.
Okay, Mr. Wilkie.
Here.
Ms. Harrington.
Here.
Mrs. Jordan.
Here.
And Mr. Powell.
Here.
All righty. Now, can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of contemplation and reflection?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, now we're going to move to item number 2, the adopting of the agenda. Has everyone had a chance to look at it? Anyone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve to adopt the agenda of June 8th, 2026 as presented.
I'll second.
Perfect. Any discussion? All right, Mary?
Mr. Wilkie.
Yes.
Mrs. Harrington.
Yes.
Mrs. Jordan.
Yes.
Mr. Powell.
Yes.
Okay, now we're moving to minutes from prior meetings. We have regular minutes and special minutes from the 11th. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes from May 11th, 2026 for the special meeting and our regular meeting.
I'll
Second.
second. I'll second.
All right, Mary?
Mr. Wilkie.
Yes.
Mrs. Harrington.
Yes.
Mrs. Jordan.
Yes.
And Mr. Powell.
Yes.
All right, moving right along, we are on to reports and presentations, starting with Mr. Lavender with Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mrs. Harrington. Awards nights, scholarship nights, valedictorian, salutatorian, honor dinners, and 3 graduations. You guys shook a lot of hands, which is, I know, is a challenge for some of you to shake so many hands without disinfectant right there. But it was noticed in our community, the great support that we had, and all of you being out there supporting these things. I know that when we recruit you to run for the board, we tell you 1 meeting a month, and we don't tell you about the month of May. But again, I want to thank you for your dedication and attending all those events. We have 1 more to go. I also want to thank Governor Lewis from the Gila River, a Native American community, for joining us on the stage. Tina Ogle set that up for us. She's also setting up a meeting for Mr. Armenta and I to meet with the governor and also go out and meet with the Educational Council in Saskatoon to continue to develop relationships and partnerships out there. Also, our Mayor Fitzgibbons attended both graduations. We appreciate her support. And Dr. Lecky from the elementary district also was able to attend Union's graduation as well. We have 1 more graduation this Friday at 5 o'clock at the Vista Grande Auditorium. I know that 3 of you have indicated that you can attend, so we thank you for that. Also, our annual roundup dates have been set for July 13th through the 17th from 1 to 6 o'clock. And I know the schools, the counselors, our district office with Mrs. Hanson, Mrs. Martinez are working hard and diligently to be ready for these events, so that I know that parents that have filled out pre-registration packets we're way ahead of where we were in future years. Mrs. Harrington, we thank you for the video that you did with Mrs. Kortzen to kind of reinforce those things as well. So we thank you, but we're looking forward to roundup for July 13th through the 17th. Also, our teams have been busy with our summer professional development opportunities. Last Tuesday, myself and the academic team, Mrs. Daniels, Mrs. Miller, also Mrs. Diaz and Mrs. Clement, along with Mr. Armenta, Mr. Munoz, Mr. Hubbard, Mrs. Turan, and then Mr. Owen were able to go down into Phoenix to the Decision Center, which is an operation operated by ASU and Helios, to really look at some key data of how our students are performing, how our students that are coming in performing, what does the economic outlook and job market look like for our students. Mrs. Clement and Mrs. Diaz have both agreed to get trained as trainers. And so they can have access to the data and be able to provide data for all of our academic teams. They'll be going through this. I signed a memorandum of understanding to be able to do this, and also partner with our feeder districts as well, really looking in and diving into our data. Also, you'll see that the principals are not here tonight. They're all down in Tucson at the ASA Annual Summer Conference. They started yesterday, full day today, and then tomorrow, John Gordon, who wrote the book, The Energy Book, is going to be the keynote speaker tomorrow. I'm going to go down in the morning and join them. Mr. Gordon is a fantastic speaker about the impact of positive energy, positive mindsets. And then just some upcoming dates that you may be interested in, and I will email these dates to you. Our admin retreat that we'll be inviting all of our administrators to, as well as board members, will be Monday, July 6th from 8 to 12. This is when I'll really talk about what is going to be our theme this year, which is related to courage and administrative courage and things like that. So we'll be doing some activities and some themes about that. Also, the week of June 29th, the Custer Union High School is in a unique position where the Cardinals Player of the Year has been named out of Union twice. Angel Flores in 2021 was the Cardinals Player of the Year, and then Kayla Tacker in 2025. We have created a banner to hang in our gym to recognize both of these. The only week that we can get both of these athletes together this summer is the week of June 29th. So Mrs. Cortson, because I'm going to be out of town that week, has been tasked with putting together a celebration where we will unveil the banner and recognize both Angel and Kayla at that event. But it's really exciting to have both those names up there and be honored. Have you got an exact date yet?
No, still working on that, but it will be that week,
Yeah. So we're working,
not the 30th, that's all.
and so that, but we'll be sending out invites as well. We know that's the 4th of July week. A lot of families are going to be traveling, like myself, but we do want to make sure that both of these athletes get honored for that. And then we will be having a back to school event on Friday, July 24th from 2 to 3 o'clock. We will have some activities with staff. We're going to have a kind of a community resource fair that day from, I think, 1 to 2. And then the formal at 2 o'clock. I think we're going to have a game of Jeopardy against our 3 principals and see how they do there. And so that we'll be sending out that. And then, believe it or not, Monday, July 27th, school will be starting again. So it sounds like a long ways away, but it'll be here before we know it. And so that's my report for this month, Mrs. Harrington and governing board members.
Thank you, Mr. Lavender. It's exciting about the flag football unveiling. That's really cool. Okay, now we're moving on to 3.2. There's a presentation on improving customer service through AI-powered communication.
So, Ms. Harrington, governing board members, I've asked Jennifer to come in kind of twofold tonight. One is to kind of talk about, we know how our parents get information is changing from our normal methods, and we as a school district have to continue to find ways to increase our reach to parents so we can communicate the best way we can in these new paradigms. And so Jennifer is our director of our public information officer. And so she prepares all of the information that we put out. And then she's got an idea. We really wanted to get from all of you what your thoughts were on that and how we could possibly upgrade our website. So Jennifer, we'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Good evening, Governing Board members, Superintendent Lavender, and members of the community. Thank you for the opportunity for me to present the Community Experience chat feature for our website. But like Mr. Lavender said, I'm going to go ahead and start off with some analytics and data as far as our social media goes. So we use something called Hootsuite, which makes it a lot easier for us to go on. If I'm going to make a post, I can make the post up, put everything on there, and then I click and I can put it on Instagram and Facebook for the district, PACE, Vista Grande, and Casa Grande Union. So they have an analytics page, and I kind of wanted to just share some numbers with you. So this, what I'm going to give you was the year in review for 2025, so you can kind of see how the year went. When I printed this out at the end of the 2025, we had 10,877 followers on our social media, and that has increased to 12,350 in these 6 months. So it's definitely going up. I'll just give you a few kind of numbers that I think are very interesting. So we have post impressions, and those are the numbers of times that something is viewed. And so the number of times that things were viewed went up in 1 year, 744%. So we had 18,354,393 views on what we were doing. So I thought that was pretty impactful. We had 15,967 people share things. Reactions and likes, we had 188,018, and all of these have gone up. So year after year, they go up significantly. We had videos, video views was up 3,400%. So people are definitely more into looking at videos. I know I am most of the time, which with 405,964 views. And so those are just some kind of numbers for sends to another page. Clicks that will send people to another page. We had 21,143. And then as far as engagement rate, so the average engagement rate is 0.06 to 0.2, and our engagement rate was 4.41%, and that was up 76%. Comments and likes, we had 7,289, which was up. And then as far as our videos, when I go through, a lot of the videos that get a lot of interaction and a lot of views are the graduation walkouts. So I think because everybody's in the stadium and I'm posting them as soon as I can, and so while they're sitting there waiting, they get to watch those. But as we know, like Mr. Lavender said, when Kelly and I did the video last week, and that's going to kind of fall into my presentation tonight, is that finding this data out. So when Charmaine Martinez told me people are getting confused between online registration and back to school roundup. And so I said, okay, let me try to figure out what we can do. And people are more apt to watch a video to find out what's going on. And so it did clear up a lot of confusion with that. And they had a lot of people come to that help night. So yes.
Just for, I guess, translation, you threw out like views. What is a view? You were talking about 1 point something or 0.1 something, 0.2%. What does that translate into? I know it's good, but just how good is it so that everybody else can, maybe I'm the only guy in the room, but you start talking about this and I'm like, okay, how good is that?
Yeah. So it's how many times people are clicking on it, watching it. I don't know how they figure out, I guess if they stop scrolling, it's kind of like when you are looking, like if you scroll at something Amazon sends you and you kind of pause and maybe click or something, and then all of a sudden that's all you see is ads for that, something like that. So it's the interaction that people are having with our social media, and it's the attention they're paying, and it is the interest that they're giving us. So all of that is good news, because if they're paying attention to things, hopefully they're paying attention to everything. Does that kind of answer it? a little bit?
Sure, thank you.
Okay. All right. So let me kind of jump into what this is all about. And so this is something that it's a feature that is offered by the website we have, which is Aptogee. And it's about improving customer service through AI-powered communication. Okay, Mary, which button?
Down.
Scroll down?
Yeah.
I don't, let's see.
I guess go down.
Okay, there, that's what I do. Okay, so why does this matter? So in today's reality, families expect immediate answers. They want 24/7 access to information, mobile-friendly communication, personalized support. And district and school staff currently manage these inquiries through phone calls, emails, social media messages, and just walk-in requests. But this creates inefficiencies and inconsistent response times. So the current inquiries that we mostly get at all three sites are common questions like, how do I register my student? When is roundup? When are governing board meetings? How do I request transcripts, graduation requirements? How do I report absence? And what time is my student's bus? So staff spend valuable time answering these repetitive questions rather than focusing on higher level support. So Community Experience is an AI-powered inbound communication hub that's built specifically for K-12 school districts. And it combines AI search, AI chat, smart routing, task management, and analytics. And all of this is within the Aptogee platform that the district already uses. So how it works is that families start with an AI search, which often provides instant answers to their questions. But if additional help is needed, the AI chat box provides guidance. The question is routed automatically and converted into a task. And then those tasks are monitored as they come in to ensure timely responses. So leadership will see trends in areas where additional communication may be needed. So this is an example. They typed in, where can I find my child's bus route? And so it comes up and it gives some choices. Okay, are you looking for your bus schedule? Do you want to know where the nearest bus stop is? Do you want to know the pickup times and drop-offs? And so it kind of answers maybe some clarifying questions. Another one is, what is for lunch today? And so it's going to pull up what's for lunch that day. And then it offers options so that you can see what's for lunch the rest of the week or what's the lunch menu look like for the month. Now, they gave me some examples of schools that are already using this feature. And I went in there and I said, who's the principal? And so they brought up, here's the principal at each school, because it was a district website. I said, who teaches English? And so they came up with all the teachers that teach English. Is today an early release? So it says, the next early release day is on this day. Would you like to see a calendar that shows all the early releases for the year? So I thought it's just a much faster way than if currently you would go to search early release, it would take you somewhere, you might have to click again. So that's the difference. Now it's a unified task management. So staff can view, assign, track, and then close every request. So there's no extra logins or systems to adopt, and parents receive updates, which is building trust. And smart routing that ends the guesswork. So it's one unified district form. So it doesn't matter which school your child attends, it's all going into one form. It automatically sends the inquiries to the right team, and then it reduces those misrouted messages and the operational drag. Now, as far as analytics and reporting, this is what we can track. The number of questions that are being submitted, the tasks that are created from the inquiries, the response satisfaction ratings, top topics by volume, and then the actual questions being asked by the users. And then this data helps us make website updates and improve communication. So I will develop targeted communications to answer those questions proactively. So I might create videos, posts, website content based on actual community needs. For example, the video that Kelly and I did. So this is a continuous communication improvement process. So instead of having to wait to see on some social media chat page, somebody going, oh my gosh, we don't know about this. If I can see it on there that people are asking the questions about it, then I can go and proactively put the information out. And we will let people know how to use this. It's really simple and easy. It's just like having ChatGPT right on our screen. Okay, so for the benefits for families, they're going to receive instant answers 24/7. So whether the school's closed, if we're on vacation, or whatever's going on, they can go on there and get their answer. The answers are based on district-approved content within our website already. There's multilingual support, easier navigation of the district information, and it's faster access to human assistance when it is needed. So as far as the language accessibility, the chat box supports multiple languages. So if a user has their browser set to Spanish or another language, the chat box is going to automatically translate and then respond in that language. So it helps improve accessibility and communication for all families. Now, the benefits for staff are that they gain centralized communication management. There's fewer repetitive calls, reduced email volume, better tracking of inquiries, and less time forwarding questions to the correct department. And then for district leadership, there's the real-time analytics, insight into community concerns, ability to respond directly to the individual who submitted the question when follow-up is needed, early detection of misinformation, and then data for board level reporting. So it shifts the communication from reactive to proactive. Now, as far as our alignment to our commitment to excellence, it supports the district goals for exceptional customer service, family engagement, community trust, transparency, operational efficiency, and innovation with AI. Now, the cost analysis is an annual subscription of $10,000, and there is a one-time setup fee of $625. That's discounted from the normal fee of $2,500. So the first year would cost $10,625, and then the subsequent years would be the $10,000 annually. Now, as far as return on investment, the potential impact is the reduced staff interruptions, the faster response times, increased family satisfaction, improved website utilization, enhanced community engagement, and then better communication analytics. And so the equivalent customer service coverage would cost significantly more if we had to have additional staffing. Now, the families today have more educational choices than ever before. And to remain competitive and continue attracting and retaining students, we must provide the level of customer service and accessibilities that families expect. So this AI feature would allow us to offer instant support, improve communication, and create a more positive experience for everyone that interacts with our district. So once again, you have the annual cost and the one-time setup. Implementation could be summer 2026. So as soon as, if we decide that this is something that we want to add, and it would go live before the start of the 26-27 school year. So they're really great to work with. And so just to kind of sum it all up, this tool not only helps us answer questions quickly, but it also gives us valuable insight into what our families and community need to know. It's allowing us to continuously improve our communication and our website services, our resources and services. So do you have any questions?
You have a question?
So with the annual cost of 10 grand,
Mhm.
how much is it for the storage, the cloud storage?
I do not know, but I can find that out for you.
Okay. And how much storage and how long would they hold
I mean,
on?
as far as the storage, you mean like all the analytics?
Let Dave answer it.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So there's no secondary cost if we go over things like that? Okay.
So is this like, so our website wouldn't really change, but there'd be like that little chat box thingy that like you click on that was like type in a question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So at the bottom, it will have a little kind of star thing, and that's where you would click to type in. And there's also a little envelope, and when you click on that envelope, then that's when you can send a direct message. So we probably start off with just the AI part, and then kind of get that under control, and then implement the other part.
I think we just would need to make sure that we're communicating this to all the families that because one, I don't think a lot of families go to the district website, honestly, but if we can encourage them to go on there more and realize that there are resources, I think that would be a really beneficial thing.
Yeah, and it's also included on the app. So if they have the app, it will also be featured on there as well.
Related to you're saying a little box or something like that. When you pull up the district request, ask a question, can it be more prominent? That you just basically.
I can ask if it can. The ones I looked at didn't have that, but that's definitely something that could possibly, so that it stands out so people
Yeah.
know.
So
Yeah.
they just get used to it and they can see,
Mhm.
okay, oh, there's my box. I need to type something and it's
Right.
right there.
Well, there's some websites I've been on where if you're just scrolling and you're not really doing much,
Mhm.
it'll automatically
Pop
pop
up
up
and
and
say,
be like,
"Hey."
can I help you with something?
I did that today when I went to one of the high schools that currently use this,
Mhm.
and I was typing in something, and then after I typed in that first question, a box did pop up and it was like, do you have a question? So it does kind of know that you're looking for something, so then it automatically pops something up. But I will definitely try to see if we can have it more prominent, especially at the beginning, because people just don't know about it.
One follow, it mentioned phone twice, a couple times in your
Mhm.
presentation there. So do we have the ability to phone call that you call in and it's a chat bot, basically ask the question instead of typing it in, and it provides the same, this is the information that you were looking for. What would you like this? So more of a phone-based AI assist, this version on the phone. I'm just wondering if we have that kind of, not at this time?
Yeah.
Probably
no.
not there yet.
I took
Okay.
it more of like if you needed to do a phone call, it would direct you to the right department based on your question, right? Is that
So what it would do is it would just kind of give you, it's what I'm saying about the phone call is if we present this and let people know that this is a service that you have, instead of picking up the phone saying, is today an early release? Are you guys having Spirit Day today? You know, is there, I guess, and I would have to work with the ADs at the school. I guess a common question is there practice today? Are there tryouts today? So as long as we have that on our website, then that can be answered. But letting people know, hey, before you call the school, if you want, look at this and you can type in your question.
I think it's fantastic. I was just
Yeah.
looking to
Yeah.
the next level because
Yeah.
I know we've had this conversation. It's like if I call the school, especially with their cell phone policies, like
Mhm.
I want to be able to get a hold of a live person, and this is great. This should definitely help
Yeah.
remove the need to or that many phone calls going in, so that will free up our time. I think it's brilliant personally. And it's a lot cheaper than hiring somebody else to sit in the
Yeah.
front desk and answer the phone
And
calls.
it's so user friendly.
if it could help answer attendance issues too, that would be helpful.
You know, and as long, like I said, as long as it's on our website
Yeah.
and figured out, so that is a very good to find out about if you can get specific things. But what it can do is direct you exactly to the person or exactly to the link or site that you can look that information up.
Will it tell you what missing period 9 means when there is no period 9?
If we load that information on our website, it will.
I have that question. I don't know what
Yeah.
that means.
No, and these are all great. And then that way, on the back end, I can look and see what questions are people asking. When I see people asking all these questions, I know I need to do a better job to get this communication out.
Okay.
Yeah. So how quick is it to you? Like, I mean, is it just constantly, you can go in and it's just
Yes.
constantly feeding you what
Yes.
real life?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. It's in real time.
Cool.
And so what we have budgeted for different expenses that we do in advertising, social media and stuff like that. So really what we're looking is to reallocate money that we're already spending and using it for something like this as well, knowing that this is what happens here is somebody gets frustrated because they don't want to click 3 times. So then they go to CG chat.
Right.
It's today an early release. Those schools never know what early release is. And why are those kids out and having a 25 comment
Better they text
conversation
us.
about whether we should have early chat or not? This can kind of eliminate some of those things, and as well, and getting, as Jennifer said, proactive. Yes, today is an early release, or no, today is not an early release. 9th hour is sports hour, and those type of questions we could get answered and alleviate some of that frustration where people are just turning to the experts to find the answers to questions. You're looking at me like,
I love it. It's better customer service.
Mhm.
It's more efficient and effective. It's better use of the tax dollars. Love it.
Yeah. Because people don't want to talk to other people. Let's be honest. They'd rather, if you can spit it out
Text or
right in front of their
email,
face,
yeah.
they'll do that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh.
Thank you, Jennifer.
I'm on the website right now,
Uh-huh.
our high school website or the district website,
Uh-huh.
and it would be nice to to have it pop up and just kind of help navigate what needs to be asked or something like
Right,
that. So,
because
yeah.
there is a search, but it's definitely more general.
Yeah.
So,
so as you guys kind of are eyes and ears in the community, if you think this is a good idea, then obviously I think we'll pursue it this year and track some data and see how intelligent AI is and move forward.
Well, and I think it's a good resource for us because I get a lot of questions from parents and I can be like, just go type it in.
yeah.
And then I don't misinform them.
I tell them to call Jeff.
I'm
still new.
Sort of nice.
And then I don't answer their calls, and then they complain.
I can get away with it. I'm still new. Just call Jeff.
I wouldn't be surprised if you've gotten
I'm
is it early
kidding.
release email.
I say go to CG chat.
Yeah. I think this is good.
And then go tell Jody.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy CG chats. The only time my wife seems to like me when I get attacked,
Yeah, you get the
she wants to defend me then, she has some of the same criticisms that people have, but, no, he tells me directly. So
That's a good point. So on one of it says early detection of misinformation.
Mhm,
Could that be from like other social media sites?
mhm.
And is there like a keyword that would be picked up regarding, let's say something happened at Vista and then it navigates to our AI program? Would something like that happen?
So I would like to train people to go to this first, or to maybe if they see something on social media, then go to this and see. And so, as we kind of go through it, like I said, I get to see all the questions people are asking. So I can definitely work with those. So I think it will it will definitely deepen our level of communication.
you mean information like when we have a police car parked in front and somebody posts the SWAT teams at Union?
awesome. All right. Any other comments, questions?
Not in the last 4 months.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay, thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Jennifer.
Uh-huh.
So you have your charging orders, ma'am.
All right, we are moving on to item 4, matters reserved for board action. Starting with 4.1 is the fiscal year 2027 CAVIT intergovernmental agreement.
Mrs. Harrington, board members, as you know, CAVIT provides critical classes for our students in career technical education. This is a countywide program in which schools from all over the county can send students in there. And this is the annual agreement for CAVIT, for us to work with CAVIT and data sharing and all that information. And we recommend approval.
Any questions, comments on that?
Just that CT is such an important part in our high school educational opportunities for our students that, having any kind of a resource that helps promote the CTE programs is a good thing in my opinion. So
I agree. All right. Who wants to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2027 Cabot IGA as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mary, please call for the vote.
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Mrs. Jordan?
Yes.
And Mr. Powell?
Yes.
Moving on to 4.2, fiscal year 2027 combined resolution for county treasurer.
Yes, Mrs. Harrington, board members, our county treasurer is our fiscal agent for the school district, and so funds go through them. This authorizes the treasurer to invest and reinvest our surplus funds, appoints a district representative, names district authorized signers and requesters, list of outside bank accounts, and this is approved annually.
All right.
How long has this been going on? Is this like a normal thing?
Mrs. Rosenbaum's in her 46th year. It's been going on since she's been here.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think he meant 6 years.
6, yeah. I heard 4 or 6. That's right.
I heard 6 or 7.
Yeah.
As long as I've known it to be
Okay.
true, and it really does serve as a benefit to our school district. Because we're utilizing staff down there, and so it saves us money and costs for doing these things like cutting paychecks and maintaining some of these financial accounts.
Okay.
Any other
All right.
comments, questions? Anyone would like to make a motion?
I move to approve the fiscal year 2027 combined resolution for county treasurer transactions as presented.
I'll second that.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Mary, please call for the vote.
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Mrs. Jordan?
Yes.
And Mr. Powell?
Yes.
4.3, the annual Alliance workers' compensation coverage.
So this is our renewal of our workers' compensation coverage that is obtained through the Alliance annually. This policy premium is expected to decrease slightly in fiscal year 27 due to changes in payroll associated with employee compensation and staffing levels within the district. The decrease is considered fair and reasonable for the coverage needed to provide the district with the appropriate levels of protection, and risk managers approves this manually, and we recommend approval of this policy.
Okay. Any comments? Seems pretty straightforward. Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to, move to approve the Alliance coverage acceptance form for renewal of workers' compensation coverage for fiscal year 2027.
A second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Mary?
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Mrs. Jordan?
Yes.
And Mr. Powell?
Yes.
Moving on to 4.4.
So, Ms. Harrington, governing board members, our district does not employ our own in-house lawyer. We utilize the Arizona School Trust to provide legal services for us. And by being part of the trust, we get some of the best legal minds that are out there. And so this is our approval of our property and liability insurance is obtained through the Arizona School Risk Retention Trust annually. This policy premium is expected to increase in 2027 due to exposure changes, claims, and pool-wide increases. This increase is considered fair and reasonable for the coverage needed to provide the district with appropriate levels of protection and risk management. And we approve this annually. And again, we have a fantastic legal team that supports this district. We're very appreciative of it and recommend approval.
So it looks like it's going up 3.21%. Is that correct? I mean, we do have good support. I would agree with you on that.
Rob Haas has announced his retirement at the end of the month.
No,
So
Really?
Carrie O'Brien is taking over as our main attorney.
Aw.
Rob has done a fantastic job, and we wish him well. He's going to be doing some missionary work and traveling as well.
Just a real quick question. The premium is expected to increase due to exposure changes and pool-wide increases. Do you have a little bit more information on what is included in that? Examples or something?
We've had an increase this year in seeking legal opinions on some things, and that's not just a district-wide, that's a pool-wide thing as well, because we're all part of the pool. And so
Whole state, or is it just?
the school districts that are part of the trust, not all school district part of the trust. But,
It's a lot of them.
you know, it's getting more and more expensive, and we're facing more and more challenges, legal challenges and questions. And so that's why the costs are going up.
Thank you.
Any other comments, questions? Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve the Arizona Schools Risk Retention Trust Property and Liability Insurance Renewal for fiscal year 2027.
A second.
Okay, Mary, please call for the vote.
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Jordan?
Yes.
And Mr. Powell?
Yes.
Okay, 4.5 purchasing. I know we have a number. We've gotten emails this week or last week, whenever it was, outlining all the details. Do you want to briefly?
Yeah, as you know, governing board members, the district did take out a 7.5 lend lease loan to do some of our critical projects. And the 4 critical projects we're looking at is increasing the effectiveness of our intercom system district-wide at all of our campuses, as well as here's the district office. Dave and his team are working on a lot of that in-house. The second is the concrete issues we have out at Casa Grande Union around the main, what we call the U building out there. We're getting to the point where concrete is cracked, where it's difficult for doors to open up. So we have to start shaving down, which creates more tripping hazards. And so we're working on a 4-phase project. The first phase is going around all the classroom doors in that kind of that U shape, replacing the concrete there, the walkways in there. We hope to start that project within the next day or two. The demolition of the concrete that's there now, rebuild the beds, and have the concrete poured and ready for July 13th for roundup and for staff to start returning. Phase 2 is the area around out in that main courtyard there, which I would call north of the bridge, around that area there. Phase 3 is kind of south of that bridge up until where we start seeing the cafeteria tables and the large area of the cafeteria. And then phase 4 is in front of the cafeteria, kind of around to the side, to the east side there, over by where some of our CTE programs are, where our facilities is, and then kind of out to the gate. And we're looking, that will be phase 4, which we're looking at. So phase 2 would be October, phase 3 would be December, phase 4 would be March, and what we don't finish in the summer. So at the end of this time next year, we'll have all new concrete out there, safe concrete for our students. We did have a meeting today, Mr. Bellick and I and some of his teams with the State Facilities Board. We're still hoping for some support on phases 2, 3, and 4 from the State Facilities Board. The issue with phase 1 is we don't have a state budget yet, so the State Facilities Board doesn't even know what funding they're getting yet. If we don't go now, we can't get this project done until next summer. And then we run the risk of the doors, the cracking, and the unsafe. And, you know, as Mr. Bellick can tell you, you know, we have our fingers crossed that we're not going to have any serious injuries out there. And so we're recommending to move forward with phase 1. Hope that we can get some assistance with phase 2, 3, and 4. That project is $3.859 million. And then the restrooms project, we have 44 restrooms at Union that have doors to them. It's replacing all of the fixtures in those restrooms, more modern restrooms, and that. And then at Vista, the science classrooms. Our science classrooms are outdated. A lot of them don't have access to natural gas and some of those things. So this would create 3 science labs at both Vista and Union. Not every science classroom, but if I'm a science teacher and I know this day we're going to do some chemistry experiments, then we sign up to use the lab on that day and the students go to the lab. Because we know that science is not every day with experiments and that, and so it's working through. And so that project is $1.9 million. By policy, any project over $1 million requires a board approval. And so we're asking that policy tonight for you to extend that to $4 million so we can get started in working with the companies. We've had some bids already on these projects to come in. And depending on the assistance we get from the state, all $7.5 million could be spent, or if we get some assistance from the state. We also have a situation where both of our high school tracks are in need of being replaced. We have tree branches or tree roots growing up through the track at Vista, creating some tripping hazards. At Union, the tracks are separating, falling apart. And so through our capital funding, it's about $800,000. We're going to be working on that project as well. Mr. Bellick, is there anything else that as you're sitting there saying he should have said this, that
No, you've covered it all.
Oh, and just to let you know, the state is covering the drainage and rebuilding the pipes for the drainage situation. What they can't cover is replacing, because we've had to dig out to do all this, is rebuilding the fire lane out there. And so we will be replacing the fire lane out there at a cost of about $200,000, either through capital or I went blank on the
They talked about using adjacent ways.
adjacent ways funding.
Well, looking into that this afternoon, what I did notice is that there's some literature on there that states it would have to be adjacent to a main roadway, which that's not in there.
Right.
So we would more than likely going to be
So we're looking to spend $10 to $11 million on really enhancing our district facilities next year for safety reasons and things like that. Ralph, do you mind just covering real quick with the bathrooms, exactly what you're going to be doing in those bathrooms, those 44 bathrooms?
Good evening, board members, Mr. Lavender. So in those restrooms, what we're going to be doing is we're tearing out all the old tile. We're actually retroing all of the lights. What happens with the lights right now, they're easy accessible. So we're going to be embedding them into the drywall so they're not able to grab onto them. We had a couple near misses with kids trying to flood it and then ripping light fixtures down with 277 volts of electricity. You could see some of those concerns that we had with that. Once we get into the walls, what we did have the contractors do is part of the bid is to go in and jet all the old cast iron piping that's in those walls. Once that's jetted, if there are issues with certain areas, they will get those out, and then we will put a pipelining into that, so that way the water is able to flow through. We did all 44 of those restrooms because the biggest issues that we do have right now is vape pens getting stuck in there. So those are causing the damages when we're going in there to snake. The cast iron piping is have kind of closed in from a 2.5-inch pipe to 2-inch pipe. It's reduced down to about 1 inch because of the cast iron starts to rust out and forms and closes inward versus breaking outward. Once that's done, we're going to rip all the walls out, tear into the walls, get all the old tiles because of damage on the walls where the kids have broke and destroyed. We can't match that stuff, so it looks pretty bad. So we're tearing the walls, the flooring. The flooring's going to get polished and do a concrete finish versus adding tile. So that way, when they're ripping toilets, we're not breaking the tile anymore and having trouble trying to replace those. The partitions, we're going to keep those, but we did ask if there's some type of sanding process where they've done the graffitis or etched into the metals. If we can get that kind of polished up and repainted, every restroom will be repainted. It'll be new toilets, flush valves on the new urinals. The subgrade for the concrete, when we polish the clean out drains in those restrooms will be stubbed back down, made to floor level, so that way there's no tripping hazards. All of the fixtures from the shutoff valves to the sinks and things like that will be replaced in those areas as well. So
The 2-inch main valves going into the restrooms will be done. The mixing valves that have the hot cold water mixed together to feed the faucets will be brand new too as well.
So the mixing valves is just for anybody out there don't understand what those do. What happens is the restrooms get X amount of hot water to them, and currently they don't. They're kind of obsolete, getting parts. So what they do is kind of meter so people don't get burned if they go to the hot side, right? At a balance in between, and we can set that temperature to lukewarm to make sure that they're cleaning their hands and stuff like that. So that all of that will be also replaced in the restrooms. This also includes the girls' showers, restrooms in the locker rooms. There's restrooms that have the coaches' showers and also umpire changing areas that have showers and things like that for the referees. All of those will also be tore out. There'll be new ADA compliant stools being put in certain showers in the women's and the coaching areas, so that way we all stay in within compliance for state. So part of the just to touch base on the concrete, some of the stuff, the sanding or grinding that we've been doing that going now on the past like 7 years. We started communicating with the SFD 5 years ago because everything's increasing. We're trying to get ahead of the game. Of course, there's a kind of cat and mouse deal going, with SFD with funding and things like that. When we could actually get the dollars to do it. Since then, at one point it was about 1.7. So now it's actually increased to the 3.9 within the 5 years of doing that. So that's why I think it'd be great to try to get some of that started, and then us just keep working diligently with the SFD to see what kind of funding and support we could get to do that.
So I have a question. With this, let's just say with the concrete project, that's a year out. What happens? Do we have a contingency count or funds in case? Because cost of concrete can go up. It varies, especially with that year difference from doing the contract today at 3.8 to what's going to be at March, I think you said, or
That's the price they agreed to do it over the year.
so there's no.
I think there's a $70,000 contingency fee, isn't it?
So with that, before we went out to bids with the companies, we did let them know that we had X amount of dollars, and we kind of planned that this was going to happen, where the price increase was going to be above what we had. So what we did is we made sure that we phased everything, and within those phases that they understood that phase 2 could be in December, right? And that those prices would not go up within the year up till the 27, 28. And then we would revise if we're not into that phase yet, that we would see certain increases. But what we did is we put it in a contingency. Excuse me. There's a side note for contingency money in there. So if any increases within that year, or if there's anything as we're demoing, we did do blue stake out there for utility lines, old piping and things like that. If any of those issues happen, there's dollars to cover those expenses. So
Okay.
We basically have a year to get those done with the contractors that agreed on bidding.
And for these projects, I mean, you guys have a timetable of when they're going to get started for each project?
We do. Some of it has lapsed, trying to get the bidding and things like that. So we're a few weeks behind the bubble, but that's the good thing with the phases. So we're gonna hopefully, if you guys do pass this tonight, we have it lined up where the POs will be cut hopefully tonight, and then the work will start tomorrow. We do have them where when we got the price quotes, because of the time frame, we did make sure that we had after-hour work schedules, weekend work schedules, all included in this, because I know getting into phase 1, if you've ever walked the Union Horseshoe, there's a lot of concrete there that has to be tore out within that walkway area. So they're going to be working aggressively to get get it all done and ready we gave them a deadline for phase 1 of July 13th. So we're going to need to work hard. We have been communicating with the sites and the community that are using the facilities at this time, that we will be closing off not the campus per se for them, but certain walkways and areas that they would have to abide by so that way we can continue the work and get that stuff done.
Okay.
When is the track work supposed to get started?
We are working with the company that won the bid. We got 4 companies out and did the bid. They're all 1 GPA. We're supposed to hear something with the schedule this week. Part of the agreement, because it did come in late as well, is that Union's campus, although it has a lot of damage, and that campus would be done and completed first, and then the Union structural part of it, I would say the asphalt, that you put the actual track layer on top of, that's also going to be, and the rooted areas where the roots did come up, those will be tore out, redug, and then the asphalt will be sealed and ready for the top layer. But that would come either after the first break of which is the fall break. I know we have football going on, but in that 2 weeks, maybe we work with the teams to work on the practice on practice field till game time. But the structural, as far as safety wise during the football season, we have them completing the asphalt area where it's safe to walk and safe to do those types of things, so we can continue with our day-to-day activities.
Okay, so it's not going to affect like the sporting events and all that. Okay. 'Cause
No,
I know
and
that
then-
you've got your football in the fall, and then soccer goes right after
Yeah,
that.
right
and
into
then-
it. Yep. Yeah, so we've communicated with all that with them. So even if it's a fall break or December break, we kind of work with them so that way we can get it in. We are trying to push for, I know Vista's hosting this year the rival game, so we have been in communications. If it could possibly get done, let's work on getting that done prior to that game. Also, just for your guys' information as well, the restrooms, we also phased them, but the way we are starting the work is more in the A building, our commons area, the cafeteria, the main restrooms in there, and then we'll be working after hours and weekends on those other restrooms, trying to phasing them out and getting them done. As many restrooms as that we have at Union, that will still, say we close down building C, upstairs, downstairs, we still have adequate, with the number of students that we have, we still have adequate numbers of restrooms throughout our campus that would not affect, or that the state would say, hey, time out, we don't have enough restrooms to do that kind of stuff. So we looked into all of that, so that way we can continue that phase work as well, and hopefully be done with, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Maybe going back to the AI thing, if we know which buildings are going to be affected, we can make sure to put that on the website. So kids and parents can go and be like, okay, well, I know from this time frame, this is going to be out of use. So, because I know that's kind of an issue sometimes with the students, is they don't know which restrooms are going to be open.
Mhm. Yeah, we also did it with the community in FMX. What we did was kind of put our plan, so if they're clicking on certain things, they know that those areas are not for rent or will be accessible during this time.
Okay.
So
One last question is, are we going to be tracking the progress, but maybe communicating that progress with the district family, so that this is awesome.
Yeah.
We need to have this for our students and all this, but it'd be nice to be able to say, okay, these are the projects that are underway and completed, or, being worked on, or something like that.
And some pictures or
Yeah,
something
just
like,
get them excited
before and
about
after.
and we do plan on doing that, and with all that information, what we can do is work with Jennifer Corton as well to maybe put something on the website. We will share that information on email as the progress goes, the start to where we're at and how things are looking, or even things that we find that, hey, we need to fix now. Here it is, so that way it doesn't hit you at the last minute. You guys are informed at all times. So
What's why is there a difference in cost for unions and vistas?
As far as the track or
Yeah, for the track, I'm
say
sorry.
for the track because of the routing. So there's on the track at Union, it's more of the structural, the rubberized track, the running area that's actually damaged and going apart. So that's more of a kind of like a beautification. We're going to rip that out and just put that. At Union, it's more in depth where we're cutting into some of the asphalt areas to remove some of the roots. What we have done is started removing the roots at Vista. So that way, the trees, and then the company will come in with their backhoe and tear out those sections. So that's why the cost is a little higher at Vista versus Union.
More like a mill and fill kind of type.
Yeah. Union's pretty much just the top layer out, repainting, resurfacing and going on there. And Unions is a more in depth of tearing into the structural.
Gotcha.
Vistas?
Vistas, sorry. I think I said that twice, so. Yep.
Okay.
So,
All right.
And we know this wouldn't be possible without your support of the $7.5 million funding through the Lend-Lease to be able to do these projects. But as you can see, the need is certainly there. Well, this first is to ask you to approve to go to the $4 million, and then the projects are in the consent agenda.
Any other questions or comments? All right. Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll move to approve the increased maximum dollar amount of an individual job order for a job order contract and construction service to $4 million for the noted projects as presented.
I'll second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Mary?
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Mrs. Jordan?
Yes.
And Mr. Powell?
Yes.
All right. Next, we're moving on to the school meal program agreement.
Yes, Mrs. Harrington and governing board members. As you know, we have an agreement each year to provide meals for St. Anthony's, also SWEC, the South Education and Education Center, and Grandy Innovation Academy. We provide our food services through Cartwell's through a contract, and so part of that contract is for them to provide the meals out to them, and so this is the annual approval of us providing the meals for those three schools.
Any questions, comments? Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. We approve the school meal program agreement with the three entities.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Mrs. Jordan?
Yes.
And Mr. Powell?
Yes.
All right, next to the exciting section, donations.
Yes, Ms. Harrington, governing board members, this month again, we are very thankful for the generosity of our community, and we have the following donations. Cheney Leal donated $25 to the Vista Grande Band. The city of Casa Grande donated $1,000 for the We the People, the trip that went back to Washington, D.C. $540 from the Western Retail Advisors for our trap and skeet team. Dave is here, and they recently won the state championship again. And Dave, are you still in contention for the national championship? Yeah. So they're doing a fantastic job. Real proud of his team and the work they're doing. For Casa Grande Union High School Athletics, Kenny Crouch donated $500 for the Casa Grande Football Club. We had Cougar football shirts and hats valued at $3,000 from the Booster Club. And then for the Spirit Line at Casa Grande Union, $200 from Powerhouse Fitness, $250 from Lori Carter Insurance Agency, $200 from Buffalo Wild Wings, $2,000 from Ellison Mills Contracting, $200 from RT Livestock, $200 from Pinal County Federal Credit Union, $200 from Epiphany, I think is how you pronounce it, Landscaping, $250 from Casa Grande Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, and then Pinal 40 donated $5,000 to our Casa Grande Union Girls Flag Football Program.
That's awesome. Very generous. of
Recommend
everyone.
approval of all these donations.
All right.
I'll make a motion. We approve the following donations as presented.
A second.
Okay, Mary, call for the vote.
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Mrs. Jordan?
Yes.
And Mr. Powell?
Yes.
All right. Finally, we are down to the consent agenda. Does anyone have any items they want to discuss or remove?
No.
Okay. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda in its entirety as presented.
Second.
Okay, Mary?
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Mrs. Jordan?
Yes.
And Mr. Powell?
Yes.
And we don't have any members or any calls to the public today, so that leads us to our final item, which is adjourning.
Yes.
Yes.
You have to make the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Make a motion to adjourn. I'm not young. You just
Second.
saying good night, everybody.
All in favor?
Exactly.
All right, we are adjourned at 7:35.
Oh, that was quick.